السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبد الله ورسول نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. So the question might be posed, why am I doing this video now? Well, I did promise to do a video before Ramadan. If you see the video I did on Daesh, ISIS, and dealing with extremism and combating effectively. So I thought, let me do these videos very quickly before I get bogged down with a few other obligations that I have. So what is ghuluww? What is extremism? And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in Hadith Ibn Abbas, and it's in Sunnah and Nisa'i and others, إياكم الغلو فإنما أهلك من كان قبلكم الغلو في الدين. Be wary of extremism, because indeed extremism had destroyed those that came before you in religion. And of course, the ghuluww has been defined by many of the ulama. Ibn Hajar rahimahullah ta'ala defined it as al-mubalagha fi shay, going to extremes into an issue. Shaykh al-Islam al-Harani alayhi rahmatullah also defined it similarly. It's mujawazatul hadd fi shay. It's going against the set boundaries in something. So we can understand that al-ghuluw fi din, extremism in religion, is going against a set boundary set by Allah Jalla wa Ala with the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and by the ijma', the consensus of the Muslims. And so by going against that and straying and leaving that, you've now fallen into a type of ghuluw. And the manifestations of this ghuluw in many different abwab, many different areas in this religion, such as al-i'tiqadat, you have belief, such as the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asma' sifat, names and attributes, bab al-asma' al-ahkam, labeling others, such as tafsiq, labeling one a fasiq, a mubtadi', innovator, and of course a kafir, a disbeliever, and many other different types of manifestations. It's not the type, we don't have enough time in this video to get into it, perhaps in other videos. But this particular point I want to bring it back to, labeling someone a kafir, labeling someone a disbeliever, a murtad and apostate. This is an issue, brothers and sisters, which unfortunately many have fell into ghuluw in it. And it's not something recent, it's not a recent phenomenon. It's something that happened, I mentioned before, in the time of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, with the man Dhul Khuwaysira al-Tamimi, who said to the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, "I'dil ya Muhammad, be just, O Muhammad," when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was distributing ghanaim, the spoils of war. And then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, "Waylik, may ya'dil idha lam kun a'dil," who's going to be just if I'm not going to be just? Woe be to you. And then from this offspring, and there's other hadith that say from the min dhi'di hadha rajul, from the offsprings, the loin of this person, a group will come. And then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam listed the sifat, the characteristics of the khawarij. And of course this group, the khawarij, splintered into many different groups. You have the azariqa, attributed back to Nafi ibn al-Azraq. You have the muhakkima, you have the sifriya, you have many other groups. As for the modern manifestations, the modern kind of carriers of this group, then without a shadow of a doubt, many of the ulama of Ahl Sunnah, if not all of them, have unanimously said that the ISIS, the Dawa'ish, are a modern day Khawarij, modern day people, modern day group who are known, just as their forefathers were, by declaring the blood of the Muslims, the civilian Muslims, as permissible, by doing takfir for kaba'ir, labeling others as non-believers, as apostates, due to major sins, and so on and so forth. Another common characteristics of this group, brothers and sisters, is that they leave what is mujma' alayhi, what is agreed upon by consensus of the Muslims, and they go against that with what we call shadh opinions, the non-conformist opinions that are baseless and totally rejected. And of course you have other callers to this. I mean, previously when I was growing up, someone who was quite popular was Anwar al-Awlaqi. And he wasn't always like that at the beginning, but he changed after a certain time, and he really went into extremes in terms of takfir and other things. You also have Anjem Chowdhury, who is on record as publicly giving support to ISIS, or denying that he does not support them, and many of his followers and the like. So brothers and sisters, we have to be very wary of this. We have to be very cautious when it comes to these kind of issues, and really ask ourselves the question is, how do we identify extremism? Those that have come and previously left, and the groups that have come and gone, the ulama have spoken about them. Those that are coming and are new, again we refer back to the ulama. وَإِذَا جَاءَهُمْ أَمْرٌ مِّنَ الْأَمْنِ أَوِ الْخَوْفِ أَذَاعُوا بِهِ وَلَوْ رَدُّوهُ إِلَى رَسُولٍ إِلَى أُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْهُمْ لَعَلِمَهُ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَنبِطُونَهُ مِنْهُمْ. Allah Jalla wa Ala says, and if there comes to them a fear concerning security, they just blast it out, they release it out to the public to cause fear and panic. But if they instead returned it back to Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and those that would understand how to do istinbat, how to extract a ruling from this, meaning the ulama. So we go back to the ulama, we go back to the trusted people of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah who we seek guidance from in these issues, and we do not refer back to people who are unqualified, people who these are kind of YouTube ulama, the YouTube du'at. They have no basis to even speak about the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but yet they open their mouth for some reason and they speak lying upon Allah Jalla wa ala, lying upon His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we refer back to the ulama who are trusted. And with that, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us tawfiq, and let us not belittle what these groups are upon, brothers. Let us understand that what they're upon is wicked, brothers. It is devious, it's disgusting, and it's really shocking and horrendous, the effects of having this kind of ideology and not treating, not dealing with it effectively, the effects that it will have on our brothers and our sisters. I mean, we think that, subhanallah, we can shield the eyes and the ears of our brothers and sisters from watching the media, watching TV, the news. Now we have smartphones, we have Telegram groups, we have WhatsApp groups, we have XYZ, all sorts of new age technological kind of advancements that we're probably unaware of. I mean, obviously growing up, we did not have social media at that time. Nowadays, there's probably things I'm unaware of myself. So it's foolish to think that we can leave our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters on these devices, being exposed to all sorts of hatred and extremism, whether it's Islamic extremism or far-right extremism, and think that nothing will happen, or that they can use their mind to their rationality to kind of engage and interact with them logically. Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Many of these arguments that are put forth by these upholders and adherents to these false ideologies and these extreme ideologies are mainly arguments that play on the emotions. They appeal to the emotions rather than the rational faculties that Allah Jalla wa ala has given us. And so when you appeal to the emotions, you get automatically drawn into that, and you don't even know it. See, certainly when I was growing up, I rubbed shoulders with many of these kind of individuals, and were it not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taking me away from this and showing me the way to talab al-ilm, to seek knowledge, and being under the guidance of those who helped me and assisted me on this journey, only Allah Jalla wa ala knows where I would have ended up. And so this is a plea, this is, I'm sincerely asking my brothers and sisters to continue their talab al-ilm, continue seeking knowledge, exert all efforts into that, spend their time reading from the books of the Salaf, reading the books of our ulama, coming closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the ulama and the students of knowledge that this ummah has agreed upon, that the vast majorities have agreed upon, rather than minorities or small groups here and there who only refer back to a few, but refer back to the majority of the ulama, brothers, those who are known to be upon the haqq, who are known to be upon the correct understanding of the Quran, the Sunnah, with the understanding of the Salaf. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.